Raise my Zoom again. There you go. Perfect. I'm going to hit the record button as well. There. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Firstsales Friday. This is episode number 5th. Today is an amazing episode where we're going to be talking about how to deal with rejections, right? I'm pretty sure I'm going to be back with my dating analogy. I'm pretty sure a lot of you might have asked out someone in your life and we all have gotten rejected, right? We have always tried to work out on something and we have gotten rejected. We have got rejected from our friends somewhere, people who wanted to be friend with. We have all faced rejections, but why do we fear rejections with sales? Why? This is very important that never ever, oh my God. Once again. Sorry about that. It's very important that you understand how sales operate. You understand how sales really work, because if you're not going to understand how sales will really operate, it's going to be extremely challenging for you to navigate through the sales opportunity. And if you're not going to do that, it's just going to be very difficult overall for you to really generate sales, right? So as you can see, let me share my screen over here and dive into today's webinar. Meanwhile, I'm also trying to fix my camera. Again, sorry about that, guys. I've been just on call since morning, so my battery is sort of giving up on me, right? Again, my camera is rejecting me for some reason today. All right. So I've shared my screen. Let's get started with the presentation right away, guys, and then we'll dive into a lot of Q&A. And let's improve your conversion, guys. Ultimately, that's the end goal of all of these Firstsales Friday webinars and podcasts, you can say. So, okay, perfect. I'm going to now enter in the full mode. There. All right, guys, let's understand navigating no's, the resilient strategies for overcoming rejection in sales. I'm Udit Goenka, I'm the founder and CEO of Firstsales.io and PitchGround. And let's just dive right in. Let's talk about the 4 pillars overcoming rejections in sales. Take out your notes because all of these are stuff. I always tell this to everyone. Make a habit of just writing wherever possible, because if you're just going to take notes somewhere on a piece of paper, chances are that you might actually forget and you might not even recollect. So just write this down. Let's talk about the 4 core pillars, which is accepting rejection as a part of process. Then second, reframing rejection as a challenge. Third, seeking feedback and support. And finally, practicing self-care and positivity. We're going to talk about all of these 4 things. Meanwhile, if any one of you has any questions, drop them in the comments and use the QA section. If you're on any of the social media like LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, drop in the comments. I'm going to be monitoring those and I'm going to all of those questions and make sure that I'll answer all the questions. All right, let's get started. Let's talk about rejection as a part of the process. It's very important to understand the inevitability of rejection in sales. It's very critical to understand that. And rejection is a common occurrence in sales. Like I said, just like how you often get rejected in your life for many aspects that you wanted. Maybe you might have gotten rejected for your dream university, right? Maybe you might have gotten rejected from a potential date. You don't know, but you've always faced rejection. And sales, right? You have to embrace rejections. It's a part of process. To get rejected, it's okay. Now, rejection is never people often challenge deal with because often take rejection personally. No matter wherever you have gotten rejected in, just an feedback. Probably did not get into your dream because it did not do it. That's just a feedback, right? So never ever take any decisions in life personally. The same is with sales. If you got rejected, that just means that maybe the wasn't ready, or maybe your pitch wasn't ready, and because of that, or you weren't able to focus on the critical value proposition on the product. I'm talking about that in the future, in like a few later slides as well. It's very important to never ever take any kind of rejections personally. It's very important. And you have to detach yourself self-worth from the outcome of it. It's very critical. Rejection as an opportunity to take rejection, or as an opportunity to learn, improve, and move on. Use each no as a stepping stone towards your next yes. Always remember this. If someone says no to you, that no is for that time only, is forever, right? Again, I'm going to take an example. So let's means that you did not perform well. Same thing happens with sales. If you're reaching out to your potential prospect, they might not be ready right now. And that's probably the reason why you got rejected. But that doesn't mean that they don't require your services. They don't require future. Always, always, always understand that rejection is a part of the process. Take the feedback, work on it. It's very, 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 very critical. Am I audible? Just drop in your hi and just drop in some emoji if I'm audible, because some people were saying I'm not audible. So I'm just want to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction. Perfect, perfect. All right. All right. So now moving on to the next one, right? Always remember, rejection is an integral part of sales. It's not a personal failure. Use it as an opportunity to learn. It's very, 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 very important. Now, moving on to the next point. How do you turn a rejection into an opportunity? So here is an hypothetical situation that we have come up with, right? And this will help you to really understand how to use things as an opportunity, because again, if you don't do that, you lose out on various opportunities as well. Again, I've just switched my camera because again, coming back to the rejection as an opportunity. You have been working on a deal with a potential client for several weeks. You had multiple meetings, provided them with all the information they requested, and felt confident that we could close a deal. However, when you finally present a proposal, they decide not to move forward with an offer. Have any one of you faced this? You were at the last closing stage, and then they decide not to move forward. Has any one of you faced this? Let me know in the comments. Perfect. Lewis is saying, yeah, he has faced it. Again, if you have faced this, let me know. Soumya saying she faced it as well. Great, Soumya. We're going to talk about it then. So this is a very, very, very common occurrence, right? In sales, this is a very, very, very common occurrence in sales. Not every pitch will result into a sale, and that's okay. It's a part of process. The client's decision to reject your proposal is not a reflection of your worth of abilities of a sales. It's a simple feedback on this particular feedback at a particular offer. Now, last night, one of the prospect, they saw my LinkedIn post, and he was so impressed with the post that he reached out to me asking me, I want to start doing email outreaching better way. Can Firstsales help me in any possible way? Then I was like, sure, let's schedule a call. Or if you have any questions, and if you don't want to do a call, just drop in your questions and I can always answer them. We went through some back and forth questions. They were using some product, and then they realized that the process was not right. And guess what? They were just not ready. So that particular prospect simply said, hey, I don't want to move forward, right? I'll probably come back to you in like 2 to 3 months. It's very normal. Sometimes decision changes. Sometimes a lot of people take decisions in haste. It's completely normal for that to happen, right? So this is the reason why it's always recommended that you build a sales pipeline. Companies who do not build sales pipeline, they would often suffer because of all of these issues. Now, does this problem, the rejection that I had last night, did it affect me at all? No, because I already have about $300,000 worth of sales pipeline being built in the last 4 weeks for Firstsales. I don't have issues at all because I already have a lot of prospects who are interested. This is the reason why always, 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 always build a sales pipeline, right? Remember, at the end of the day, sales is about the numbers game, but it's about the quality numbers game. Always remember that. So moving forward, right? So Now, instead of feeling discouraged by clients, no, use it as a fuel to improve your sales. It's very important, right? Again, I'll go back to this one. I think there's some problem there. Sorry about that. Yeah. So now the client's decision to reject your proposal is not a reflection of your worth or abilities as a salesperson. It's just a simple feedback on a particular offer at that particular time. Again, a no is a no for that time. It's not a no forever. Work on it, come back. So again, I'm going to take a dating example. Let's say if you're looking for your dream partner and if you suddenly saw them, what are you going to do? You're going to ask them out. If they say no, what are you going to do again? Are you going to just go back and say, I give up? No, you got to work on it. Similarly, the same thing happens with sale. You got to work on it till the time you close and seal the deal. If they say no, it's always no at that point. It's not a no forever. Then next, ask the client for a feedback on why they decided not to proceed. Was it price, the timing, the features of your product services? Use this as a feedback to improve your pitches. So if they talk about any of these things, most of them will always give you a certain feedback. Take that feedback as an opportunity. Again, as an action step, reflect on that feedback, make necessary adjustments, and move on to the next potential client. Each no is a stepping stone towards your next yes. Remember, rejection is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone on the path of success in sales. I hope this makes it very clear. Now, let's move forward. Let's talk about pillar number 2, reframing rejection as a challenge. Using rejection as a motivator. Learn each no to fuel your determination to succeed. Setting up realistic and achievable goals. So when we launched Firstsales last month, right? Firstsales version 2 last month, we did not build any kind of goal that we're going to be hitting $300, $400, $500,000 worth of sales pipeline in just 1 month. No, because that sounded and looked like a completely unrealistic goal. What we did was, let's build a sales pipeline of about $30,000 to $40,000. That's it. That was our goal. But apparently, we hit the right pots, right, in order to get the honey. This means that not every honeycomb is going to give you honey, which means you have to understand where your prospects are. You have to understand and nail down your ICP and then focus towards that. What we did, we simply focused on SaaS companies. Along with that, we just focus on agency. That's it. These were the only 2 ICPs that we focused on. We understood the problem of both of these so very well because I have run an agency in the past and also at the same time running a SaaS company. I understand the problem statement to the core, that why these people need a product, and I focus on that value creation. I focus on that outcome. So it was only possible when I started getting some initial rejections, right? By the way, it took me 6 years of constant rejection to build Firstsales, just to let you know, right? I constantly got rejected from a lot of customers that the product is not good, the product is not good, the product is not good. It took me 6 years to get yes from every single people now. And now everyone who gets on a call with us, they are like, this is a mind-blowing product. 6 years of constant rejection. That is what. Did I get demotivated? No. I used all of those as a feedback. And because of my first major rejection and failure, I also went into like a very heavy clinical depression, by the way. It took me a lot of time to come out of it. So again, I used all of those as a motivating factor to really fuel the desire of building this product. And that's very important. I took all of those thousands of no's, and now I've started turning all of those yes. Last night, again, I reached out to another old prospect. And guess what? He told me, oh, the Firstsales version 1 wasn't good enough. I don't know if I want to be like getting on a call. And guess what? I told him, look, book a call. If the product is not good enough, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the product free for the next 12 months. Just get on a call, just check out the product, and then we'll talk. And guess what? Right away, I overcame that particular rejection and turned that into an opportunity and made him say yes right away. This is the most critical part when you're doing any kind of sales. Understand that no doesn't mean no. No means no at that stage only. Always remember that. Next, challenging yourself to overcome fears and push out of your comfort zone. Very important. Use rejection as a catalyst for your personal growth and development. View rejection as a motivator and a challenge that drives you to work harder and smarter. Right now, let's take a hypothetical scenario once again. You are a sales representative for a software company and you have been trying to close a deal with a major client. After several meeting demonstration, the client decides not to purchase your software. The side budget constraint and a preference for a competitive product as the reasoning happens all the time with everyone that, hey, I'm trying to sell my SEO services. I've quoted $2,000, but there's some competitor trying to sell it for $300, right? Now, how do you compare that? How do you make your prospect believe that, look, what they're going to provide is something else. What you're going to provide is something else. So let's dive into that. Instead of feeling discouraged by clients, no, use it to fuel your sales pitch. An approach. Most people and most of your customers, if they are concerned about your pricing, this just means one thing. You haven't demonstrated enough outcome. You haven't demonstrated the result in your pitch. You haven't demonstrated enough case studies, and you haven't demonstrated enough use cases to them that can solve the problem. And this is why it's very important to, again, go vertical. Now, research more about the competitor's product. Identify the areas where your software has an edge. This will help you to present your product more effectively and in future pitches. Now, I think I did mention this in one of the previous sessions as well, that every single time when you start your call, let your prospect speak for the first 10 minutes. Drop in questions like, what are you using right now? What services are you using right now? What's your approach right now? What kind of results are you getting? Ask these questions and let your prospect speak for the first 10 minutes. At the end of the pitch, they will tell you, I am suffering from this problem. Just like when you go to a doctor, unless and until you tell your problem, the doctors are not going to be able to give you the right medicine. Similarly, when you get on a call with your prospect, it's very important for you to ask them the problem, have that conversation, because conversation leads to conversion. Very important. Now, set a new goal to secure a similar size client within the next quarter. This is a challenging target, but the lessons learned from the rejection, it's within your reach. Use this rejection as a catalyst to step out of your comfort zone. Perhaps you have been hesitant to approach larger clients or explore new market. Now is the time to take that leap when you have an opportunity, you have an experience, and you have a knowledge. Always keep building new GTA. Always keep on building your sales pipeline. That's basically the end goal of this. Now, let's dive into pillar number 3, which is seeking feedback and support. Valuing rejection as a source of feedback. See each no as a chance to gain insights in your sales pitch. Asking prospects why they said no and using their feedback in a constructive manner. Use the feedback to refine your sales pitch and strategy. And finally, seeking feedback and support from colleagues, managers, mentors by leveraging their experience. This is a very common issue, again, that I've seen with a lot of salespeople, that they would not seek feedback, they would not seek support, and more importantly, they would not seek the right guidance and have the right mentors. Sales is an art. Just like any other skill, you can develop sales skills. As a matter of fact, I used to be a heavy introverted person. I still am, by the way, right? So I have a 2 personality, because when I'm working, I become a heavy extrovert. And when I don't work, I become an heavy introvert, where I just like to relax at home. But when I'm working, I just transform into a completely different person. It took me a lot of time. It took me a lot of courage. It took me a lot of effort. I still remember when I traveled US for the very first time, I was a nervous kid in my teenage time. I flew down to US. I traveled outside of India for the very first time. I was in US for my entire 20s. And the first 3-4 months were very challenging for me, where English is not my native language, and English is not a native language for most of the people in India. It was challenging for me to communicate with people. But guess what? I constantly seek feedback. from my co-founder Oscar, who is also the co-founder, who has been my co-founder ever since we started working in the last 12 years. And he helped me, he guided me through, he supported me, he taught me a lot of things that helped me to navigate all of those. And then when I started meeting other salespeople in US, I would just observe them. Other people who were trying to sell me over there, I would just observe them and just ask them curious questions to learn about their sales skills. And that helped me. And everyone would have a unique way to sell. Again, there are people out there, learn from them. That's very, very, very important, because if you're not going to do that, you are always going to struggle. Treat each no as a source of valuable feedback and seek guidance from others. You can only learn from other people. Just like how potentially you are learning from me right now, I'm learning from you, and I'm learning from other people all the time. Move forward. Let's take a hypothetical scenario once again. You have just finished a sales pitch with a potential client. Despite your best efforts, the client decides not to purchase your product. Instead of ending the conversation there, you decide to use it as an opportunity to gather feedback. So just tell them, hey, thank the client for the time and ask if they can share why they decided not to proceed. This shows your professionalism and willingness to learn. And trust me, when you ask this, your prospect will always tell you why they did not go with you and they went with other person. Now, if it's some feature issue, pricing issue, understand from it. It's not, it's very, very, very easy. It's not complicated at all. Then the client might share that they found a competitor's product more suited to their needs. Instead of, again, taking it personally, take it as a feedback. Just check out your potential competitor's product and see what have they done so special that your product potentially lacks, right? And later you share this feedback with your team and just work on it. It's very simple. This is how you improve, iterate, grow, improve, iterate, grow, to a point where eventually you will start seeing that growth curve going up. This is how that curve goes up, is that the companies and salespeople who are constantly seeking feedbacks, right? Their graph and their sales meter will always go up in a specific kind of like an umbrella kind of way, right? We generally call it like a hockey stick curve growth, basically. So if you want that hockey stick curve growth, you will only get that if you're constantly seeking feedbacks and learning from other people. Let's talk about the most critical part of this pillar, which is practicing self-care and positivity. The importance of self-care is coping with rejection. Prioritize your well-being to stay energized and motivated. Trust me, getting rejected can be daunting. Like I said, we all have been rejected. I've been rejected from my dream university I wanted to be in because I didn't do well in my academics, right? That's why I screwed up and I got rejected. But I use that as a motivating factor to learn something which is where I am today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here over. So you have to always remember that mentally, you have to be strong. You're going to get rejected. I'm pretty sure most of you get told words every single day, right? Imagine the kind of rejection. You have rejected a lot of people as well, by the way, right? Imagine what the other person would be going through. I'm pretty sure there is not a single person over the chat over here who will say, I've never rejected anyone, right? Or for anything. You have rejected salespeople, you have rejected someone, you have rejected people, right? Just imagine what they would be going through. So this is why it's very important not to take things personally. Always prioritize your well-being. It's very, 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 very critical. Then being kind to yourself and acknowledging your strengths and efforts. Celebrate small achievements, no matter how small they have been, right? Always just share those achievements with your team or just celebrate those small moments. If you landed a very big enterprise prospect in your pipeline, just celebrate that. Even if you haven't closed them yet, just celebrate that, because this helps you to keep going. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you lack energy, you are not going to succeed, right? That's always going to be a challenge. So, for example, I've been on sales calls since 9 a.m. in the morning, and I've been just talking for the last 12 hours. Yet, I'm motivated to come over here and share with you guys, right? All I did was just had a shot of espresso, and I'm back in my extrovert mode, right? So that's how I activate my extrovert mode, by just having a small a cup of espresso. That's it. So now, being kind to yourself and acknowledging your strengths and effort, again, very important. Then cultivating a positive mindset and maintaining well-being. It's again very important, because If you don't follow these, it's going to be very challenging for you as salespeople. It's going to be very challenging for you to get sales because, like I said, sales is not just about selling people, but it's also about your mindset. It's also about how you stay motivated, you keep yourself motivated because it's a lonely journey. Trust me, it's a very, very lonely journey. But the moment you start working on it, the moment you're able to have that control over your mind, trust me, it's such a pleasant experience because you also get to learn with other people when you're speaking with so many different people. And when you're doing sales, you also get to understand their culture. You also get to meet so many amazing new people, right? So you have to be a kind of like an extroverted person, or you have to turn yourself into an extrovert when you're doing sales, but celebrate every little thing. Very important. Prioritize self-care and maintain positive mindset to stay resilient and motivated in the face of rejection. Again, let's take a hypothetical scenario for the last time, right? So over here, let's imagine that you've been working on a big deal for weeks. You put in countless hours preparing presentations, researching the client, and rehearsing your pitch. Despite your best efforts, the client decides to go with a competitor. You feel disappointed and start questioning your abilities. Never, ever do this mistake ever in your life. Again, very, very, very important. Now, after the initial disappointment, take some time for yourself. Engage in activities that help you relax and recharge, such as reading a book, going for a walk, or practicing mindfulness. This helps you to stay energized and ready for the next opportunity. I've been practicing a lot of yoga lately, and trust me, it's been just mind changing. I've become more calm, I've become more relaxed, and at the same time, I'm able to get a lot more work done. I've been able to close a lot more deals because right on the spot, I've been able to come up with such interesting use cases every time I'm able to speak to my prospect. That has only been possible because, again, I've been doing yoga. I've been like just relaxing myself. Otherwise, it's stressful. Sales is stressful, but that's what also gets your entire company engine going on. Then reflect on your work. You put in the deal, acknowledge the skills you demonstrated and effort you put in. Celebrate these as an achievement in themselves, regardless of the outcome. Even if you don't win the deal, it's completely okay. What you gotta do is learn from it. Make sure you acknowledge the efforts, the fact that such a big company even considered you at this particular stage. That itself is very motivating factor, right? Next, instead of dwelling on the rejection, focus on positives. You gain valuable experience, learn more about your client's need, and demonstrate resilience. Believe in your ability to succeed and view this experience as a stepping stone and not setback. Power of resilience is in sales. 40, here are some statistics for you guys, right? So 44% of sales people quit after the first no. It's crazy. Just imagine the kind of opportunities you're losing out, right? The kind of opportunities you're not making it just because you did not put in more effort. After first no itself, you got disheartened and you just lost it, right? 20% of salespeople don't follow up after 2 rejections. Why? Again, always remember a no is a no for that time. It's not no for the rest of your life. Always come back after a few months and just check on them. Hey, were you able to fix the issues that you spoke about? Or maybe after 3 months, hey, is our competitor's product working out great for you? We have released these new features and new services. And not only that, but our customers are getting fantastic outcome. Remember, your competitor is ultimately going to look for where he can get better outcome. If you can create a better outcome after 3 months, 4 months, trust me, you will win them back. Always remember that your prospects, till the time they're alive, keep following up. It's not just about the numbers game, but it's always about constant follow-up. I remember there are a couple of clients which took me almost a year to close. Imagine if I would have given up, I wouldn't have closed them. It's very, 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 very important that you understand. This is again statistics. This means that an overwhelming majority of 92% salespeople give up before the crucial fifth follow-up. This is again not us, this is Salesforce. This data is coming from Salesforce, which is the biggest CRM company, in fact, one of the biggest SaaS in the world, right? Your best shot, if it fails, is take another shot. Don't give up. Simple, right? That's a funny kind of like image that we have put up just to kind of like show you that it's completely okay. Never, ever, ever give up. That's the moral of the story, right? How Firstsales can help you take the best job. Here is what Firstsales do. That's unlimited follow-up, organized by campaign, sequences, variations, split testing, anything. You can send as many follow-ups whenever you want, at whatever time you want. You can automate and personalize the entire campaign. Next month, and hopefully we have our one-to-one personalization released as well. And finally, like add new prospects in your winning formula. Firstsales will automatically handle everything, right? This is what you got to do. Just follow up, follow up, follow up. Here is the entire breakdown. If you want to write it down, take a screenshot of this. Whatever you want to do it. I always say, take a printout, put it up somewhere that you can just see this, right? Sometimes all of these things can just motivate you. It's very, very important, right? So accept rejection as a part of the process, reframe rejection as a challenge, seek feedback, and finally practice self-care. If you do this, you are going to succeed as a salesperson, right? You will start dealing better with rejections, and every rejections that you deal with, you're going to improve that and improve your conversions. It takes time. Remember, it takes time to develop the skill. But once you stay patient, stay motivated, and take every single rejection as an opportunity and not as a way to demotivate yourself, you're going to keep cracking it every single time. Again, with cold email, the opportunity is massive, right? Spend $1, make up to $36. That's 36 ROI that you can potentially make. Do start cold emailing, start following up, start understanding how to build sales pipeline, right? We're going to be keeping one of the episodes as building the entire sales pipeline. Well, I'll walk you through how the sales pipelines are being built. If anyone wants to connect with me on LinkedIn, here is my QR code. If you're watching from your phone, you can just scan it, or you can just look for Udit Goenka. I'm happy to connect with any one of you. And now is a question time. I'm going to take up some of the questions if you guys have any. Otherwise, we are again on time and we'll be wrapping up. So let's see if anyone has any questions right now. If anyone has any questions, please drop them in. I would love to take your questions. Mike is saying the sooner you get no, the sooner you get to say the next year. Absolutely, Mike. And this is where what I always do is I use my 1+1+1+2 strategy, which is in a week of time, you get a clear yes or no, whether the prospects are interested or not. And what I would do is, so Firstsales is the only tool that has the ability to restart a campaign after a certain time. No other software can do it. So after 3 months, because our rejection of no is what motivated us to build that feature, right? I'm just going to show that feature to you guys in just 1 second, just one moment. All right, let me just go to this and show you how this particular works, because you will be like just freaking amazed how all of these things work, right? I am sharing my screen now. Okay, there you go. I hope you have about, I think, 50 minutes as such. Moment. So check this out over here. This is how we deal with rejection. We start with another campaign with them after 3 months, right? Just select this, right? And just reset the campaign for that contact. That's it. It's that easy. It's that, right? So the entire rejection of no is what inspired us to build this particular feature for all of you guys. It's again that freaking simple. Just select all of this campaign, click on the reset, and it will start the reset again. Do it after 3 months, 4, because again, like I said, anyone who said no has said no for that time only. And anyone who were to unsubscribe has already unsubscribed. Why don't you start another campaign after 3 months with them? This is where people lose out on opportunity, because they feel, oh, the previous campaign haven't converted at all, or previous campaign have only converted a little. But you did your prospecting right. If you did not close them, then that's your fault at that stage by not following up enough, or not or taking that no so seriously that, oh, I'm done with 4 follow-ups. I'm going to just move on to the next one. Don't do that. If you move on, come back again after some months and restart another campaign. It's that beautiful. It's that easy. Just select and press a button and you are all sorted. Easy, right? That's how easy it is to do it. Again, if anyone has any questions around this, please let me know. I'm more than happy to take some of the questions as well. Uh, and once again, I'm really very sorry, guys, for my camera issues today. I've been having this because I've been like on call since morning. Basically, I'm really sorry about the camera issues. But yeah, guys, again, a simple presentation inspired us to build that one feature for you guys, right? Because never ever say no in your life. If ever anyone has ever rejected you, give another attempt after some time, right? That's how this works. Again, guys, if anyone has any questions, do let me know. I'm happy to take up those questions. If not, then I'm going to come back in the next episode. I don't see any questions coming in apart from this. Yes, today's session is already recorded. We're going to be uploading the session. Once again, guys, I'm really sorry about the camera issues. I'm going to make sure that I do not take any sales call. I'll probably get another camera for this to ensure that we don't get this interruption, because this is for the first time that's happening, right? With that, we'll be wrapping up today's session, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys learned, enjoyed something new, and see you in the next episode next Friday at 9:30 p.m. or 8 a.m. PST. Great one. And always remember, take no as an opportunity and not rejection. Restart the campaign if they haven't responded. Keep following up, right? There's a phrase in sales that says, keep following with your prospect until they either buy or they die, right? This is a phrase that's being used by salespeople. So always follow up until and unless, even they say no, remember, come back again, pitch and close them. I'm going to tell you guys a story next Friday about one of such person who followed up for 1.5 years and closed us. I'm going to share that entire story with you guys next week of a real person. I'll also try to see if he can come back. I'll actually pitch him and I'll ask that person to see if he can join the webinar next week. So let's see if he says yes. I think you guys will probably hear the story from him itself. This was when I met him 12 years ago in US for the very first time. One of the first salesperson that just blew my mind away. So let me see if he's on to coming on the call on the Firstsales Friday episode for next week. And I guess you guys will learn something crazy, because that one person has taught me a lot about sales just by observing him, right? So until then, guys, have a great one, and I'll see you guys next Friday.